Couple weeks ago, my friend told me about his girls. Detailed explanations, I was barely listening. It was really late at night, so I was kinda tired. It's a dangerous time when your hormones get high. He said, well, mom, wow, it'll catch you off guard. And he's like, oh my gosh, it's so awkward, but it's so dang fun that you won't even guess. She's like, wow, mom, wow, put your hands in my hair.
Welcome to the Club of Podcasting and Feelings. Today we got some fun stuff to get to because it's the first day of college. I move into my dorm, got no roommate, meaning I could have girls over and no one's gonna say nothing. Except for the policy in my college that doesn't allow that, so shoot. I guess I'm just gonna be sleeping alone. That's fine. I'm happy with it. I meet the other 40 people in my dorm room area, apartment thing, whatever you want to call it. I meet them, and it's during COVID, so that's why there were so few. Classes are online, but they're still letting us live on campus. Also, I started in the summer, and summer's a vibe from what I've heard. Now, during COVID, the vibes turned down a bit, but because of how small the community was there, I think it's going to be fun. You know, we're going to get really close. I was hoping to get really close to a certain person specifically. Not anyone I had met, but just I wanted someone special in my life. Never had any serious girlfriends or any girlfriends up to this point. And I did have plans to serve a mission for my church after the semester, but that didn't mean I couldn't have a good experience at college. You know what they say, you go to college, you go have fun. I was there to have fun. So fast forward a few weeks, still not really feeling it with anyone. There was one girl that I had talked to a little bit. You know, when I'd see her, we'd chat for a bit, but we didn't go on any dates. Oh, wait, I take that back. We did go on one date-ish, more like a hangout to go get some Hawaiian ice right across the street from campus. So that was fun, but I didn't really feel a connection to her. It was just, she's a girl that I could be friends with, want to talk with. She was older than me by about a year, so she had known what college was like. I was looking more for someone in my same shoes, there for the first semester, ready to have fun. There was a couple pool parties with the group that I had been invited to, and one of them was a super attractive girl who had just broken up with her boyfriend back home. And I would talk with her. She was tall. She was so tall, like 5'10". I know that's not so tall, but for a girl that is, when I'm 5'11", it's a little intimidating when they're eye level with me. So I talked with her a couple times prior to knowing that she'd broken up with a boyfriend. And then when I found out she broke up, I was like, bro, it's time to slide in. I had a random halfway through the semester, like my cousin had come out and we'd hung out and we were talking about kiss count and we're arguing over whether, you should keep track. And I was just wanting to catch up to how many she had. And then I posted on my Snap. I posted everything on my Snap back then. I was like, hey, yo, anyone want to help me out here? And she swiped up on that story and she committed to it. And then she backed out. She was like, yeah, I could help you out. And then she's like, well, I just broke up with my boyfriend back home. I probably shouldn't be kissing anyone. I was like, dang it, bro. I was inches away from the hottest girl this semester. It's okay, though. I've rebounded, downloaded Mutual, got a couple dates in a city significantly farther away from the college than I wanted. I drove 4 hours south to go to Mesquite, Nevada for a girl for one day and not even the full night. I slept somewhere else. I slept with my cousins. They lived in St. George, so I wasn't just down there for the girl. I went down for my cousins, and then the girl was like an afterthought. It was totally for the girl. So, we kind of just, I met her at her store. She worked at a thrift store, and then I came back to her apartment, who her brother lived at as well. I was like, how is anything fun going to go down when your literal sibling lives right across the room? She had a pool in her apartment, so we would pool in. I kept trying to get close to her, but bro, I was so out of practice at that point. I didn't even know what to do. So kind of just, made our way back into the bedroom at some point. Probably put on a TV show. We got in her bed and cuddled, and then we started making out. And the most noticeable, eventful thing that happened during that makeout session was her asking if I was afraid to touch her. And I was like, I simply just said, I don't want to do anything I regret. Bro, she had way more experience than I did, I could tell, and she was just also like, why is this guy just kissing me, bro? Why is he not doing anything else? Yeah, that's what I was very, very holy, very clean makeout person. Just the kisses, man, just the kisses. So I left her a shirt that I had bought from the thrift store with the intention that I would come back and get it from her. It's really cute, when guys leave clothes. Well, I never got that shirt again. Never even talked to her again after she kind of unadded me and blocked me because I wanted to come see her again, and she didn't want to see me again. Guess she needed more of a guy that had experience. So that was that. Dunzo. I made a TikTok with her. It was actually a really funny TikTok where I went to offer to take her trash to the trash can, and she said, no, that's okay. So I just dropped it right in front of her because she said that's okay. And I walked away, and she just stares at me afterwards and was like, why? I think I'm funny, I don't have TikToks up anymore, otherwise I would give myself a shout out. Anyway, fast forward the next weekend. Literally the next weekend, I was like already put on the train of like, oh bro, I need another girl, or at least someone. I'm all for getting the girlfriend and just having commitment, but these girls don't want to commit. I guess Mutual is not the place you go to find a wife. It's the place you go to find a Nick Mo. For all my people that aren't from Utah, that stands for non-committal makeout. At the time, I guess I didn't know that. Because I made my way into Cedar City, found a girl from one of the universities there through the app, and we had a nice date, better than the previous girl. We actually went to a lake, took some pictures with my little tripod, went to a railroad, posed for pictures with my ukulele too. Got some ice cream from Dairy Queen, or Iceberg, one of the two. It was probably Iceberg, because that was a nice chain in Utah that slaps, bro. Give me some Iceberg ice cream. Italy gelato's nice, but American ice cream is sweet. Yum. We made our way back to her apartment, and she actually had a bed set up for me to spend the night at. She had a TV set up perfectly for us to watch while we're cuddling, and I made the suggestion that we should watch my music videos. So you already knew that while we were making out, we were watching my music videos. I felt like such a dog. The only thing was I actually didn't enjoy the makeout session like I did the other one. So that was kind of a bummer. So I was so naive to the whole makeout thing that I just expected to like it with everybody. That's not the case. There's just certain things about certain women, certain partners, certain men, whatever you're into, that draw people in and have a better experience. So I learned that. Cool. So I didn't see her again either. Woke up the next day, went to my cousin's, said goodbye. Went back up to college. That was my last girl I ever met up with off a dating app. 5 years I have not met up with girls off dating apps just because... Oh, I lied. I totally had in the first girlfriend I had in Italy. But that's a different story. And that was Tinder, which is arguably even worse. Let's go back to the story and the things I learned. Were there any other girls I kissed at college that were not 4 hours away? Yeah, there was one in the parking lot of In-N-Out. We did that little what are the odds game where you count to 10 and you say the same number and then it means you have to do it. And my friends stopped her from pulling away. And like half of us are shirtless just out in the parking lot. And we were actually like in the shopping cart of the grocery store. We got like 3 guys in it. We have a ridiculous picture. It's hilarious. The girls are like pulling out of the car. They're like, hey, what are the odds you kiss my friend? I'm not giving names to any of these girls because none of them were like significant enough for names. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but y'all don't need to remember the stories. It's just what the lesson was that we learned. So kissed the girl, it was really quick. I wanted more. Like I cannot just kiss a girl now. I need to make out with a girl. Like kissing is just so boring. Like why would I even want to kiss you if we're not going to do at least a little bit more? Anyway. Yeah, just for the kiss count, just for the number, just for the lulz. And then there's one more girl. This one I actually knew. Right before I left for my mission, I had visited Utah. Like literally the week before I started my mission. And I threw a concert in the park. I had like 40 of my friends from college pull up. And there was at one point after one of the songs where they were like, threw one of the girls in the middle and they're like, kiss him, kiss him, kiss him. And this is a relatively attractive girl, one of my friends, I would say. Yeah, it was one of my friends. And we kissed very briefly. I think she even got part of my nose, bro. That's embarrassing. There was some part of our lips that connected. I wanted it to be longer again. Like, bro, why are you just gonna kiss me and walk away? Like, hit me up afterwards. I'll meet you somewhere. Nah, bro. It was just a kiss. But hey, that was cool. It was cool. No problem. So, what's the point of all this? Why am I telling you? For all you new college goers, or for anybody that's new in the department of kissing or making out, or just doesn't have experience in general, it's okay not to know what you like or what you want. It's okay to drive a couple hours for a person. We've all been there. Though, if you expect things from a dating app, and if you expect things from a crowd cheering on someone to kiss someone else, you're probably not looking in the right place for a relationship. The places that you're probably wanting to find relationships are ones where they're going to be similar mindsets as you. Mutual in Utah is not usually the place to go. Parties in Utah or groups of people, you can get lucky. I'm not even saying there's a perfect place to meet somebody, because you can meet somebody from any of these things and it works out. I'm just saying, get experience before you're going to settle onto someone. Because imagine if this girl down in Cedar City was the first girl I'd ever made out with. Like, that was my knowledge of what making out was. I probably would have enjoyed it. It's only because I had something to compare it to, the previous girl, that I even knew what I didn't like. And so why would I accidentally get myself into a relationship with somebody that I don't enjoy the experience when I could be with somebody that I enjoy more? And obviously there's more than just physical, but the same thing holds true. You gotta have emotional experience in order to know what you want from somebody as well. And sometimes it takes a couple hours of driving in order to get that. So don't beat yourself up if the person that you're interested in or you're dating or going to just experience whatever it is with is not in your immediate proximity. Experience is better than none at all. We're going to wrap this up nicely. I will say this about making out. It gets so much better when it's with somebody that you get to try over and over again. You learn what the person likes. When it's one person, one time, it's hard to really connect because you have to start from the ground up every time and learn what they like, and then you're not going to see them again. So there's not that emotional connection that gives it another meaning. So just be careful with who you're giving all your making out sessions to. Don't give away too much love, but go give some away so you can have something to offer to somebody sometime, someday, somewhere. All right, y'all. This is getting too heated. So we're going to end it here. Thanks for listening. I wish you guys the best of luck in your love life. Catch y'all in the next one. Boy with a heart, out.
So my friend didn't take the wrong exit, cause I knew where you were staying. Made him drive 2 hours out of the way at 1 in the morning. You were still up, standing there on your porch. Don't ask me how it worked, it just worked. Repercussions and fallout follow the incident. We keep it hush-hush, so we're both still innocent. A month goes by and I forget all about it, but I remember how I felt. Here I'll shout it. I said, well, Mom, wow, she knows how to do it. I closed my eyes and she put me through it. It was hard to imagine that this had to end. Like, wow.